Just got back from Binghamton's E1 cross country and track media day. We did 90 players in just under an hour and a half, which is absurd for me. Like, I barely get through like 12 players in an hour and a half normally. It went very well. They were very prepared. We got the 2 photos done, moved on to the next 2, and it rolled through, and it went amazingly. Some people had great poses and all that, and we were just in one location, which helped a lot. And I think that really did make a huge difference. You want to see it?
Look at him?
Yep. There's right about there. Today we're doing track and cross country at Binghamton University, and from what I remember, we have 90 people that we're going to be doing with today, and also going to be testing out the new Godox AD600 Pro Gen II for the first time. In the last 2 videos I posted, I briefly talked about how my lights really do not work half the time, so I had to get a new one to replace that. I was using the brand new Godox AD600 Pro Gen II strobe as my key light. I have to say, it worked amazingly. It was outfiring my Gen 1 lights, meaning I would take a photo and then I would take another photo, and the Gen 2 would refresh way faster than the Gen 1, and that just made the shoot go that much better. And then also the photos turned out amazing. First time ever doing 90 people. I've done 80, I've done but I've never done 90, and with such a short time frame, so what we have today.
Okay.
I'll have you right here.
Right here?
Yep, right here.
So, yeah. I'll be
I'm gonna do one where I throw the shoe up.
Throw the shoe up? Okay. And go.
Oh, that's so good.
And 1, and 2.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Who's up next? And 1, and 2. And 1, and 2. Ready? And 1, and 2. 1, and 2. And 1, and 2. And 1, and 2. So, I wanted to spend a little bit more time going into my post-production process. It's legitimately 9:45. I got back a couple hours ago and I took a nap. I was exhausted. And now I'm going to take you through what I do immediately after a shoot. So we're into my file explorer, and I've opened up a new shoot folder, Binghamton XE track. And then I also put the date to make sure that when I come back and probably do this shoot again in the fall or next winter, I don't have to figure out which one's which. It's easier to figure out which one's which. So we're there right now. And then I do a subfolder for the raw files, and I name it raws. And then I go into my SD card, GCM, pull up the most recent file. I just go to view, and there you can go. And there you can see I have all the raw files right here. And honestly, I love how they turned out so far. And I just simply drag and drop. I recommend, this is one thing that I didn't expect to be talking about, I recommend buying decent quality SD cards for 2 reasons: reliability and then also speed. So there's a whole different list of different classes that SD cards can be, and right here I'm working with a Lexar. I've used Lexar for legitimately all my video, photo, whatever I've been working with since I've started professionally doing it. Lexar has been what I've used simply because they're affordable, and I have not had any issues with them at all. Anyways, so there's a whole bunch of different rankings of SD cards from V30, V60, V90, and that essentially just notes the write speed, which is how fast the camera or device can write data onto it. So what I have right here is a V60, and that is the best bang for your buck, especially if you use a high-level camera, high-level computer, so like SSD to, or like shooting like 200 megabit video, megabyte, thanks megabit, which I'll correct myself in a future video. I got all the files imported, and you can see that I have the camera automatically numbering them A_C, the file number. So now I open up a Lightroom Classic. Highly recommend. A lot of people start off using Lightroom Photoshop, and that only is useful if you edit across multiple devices. And for me, I just edit on my laptop. Some people like the accessibility of being able to send it over to their phone, tablet, desktop. Me personally, I have not seen the benefits of that outweigh the ease of use of Lightroom Classic, so that's what I used. Alright, so this opened up my last media day, which I'm in the process of editing right now. I actually recorded the outro for that video right before this. So you go up to File, Create New Catalog, navigate to your Shoot folder, and then you just name it whatever you need it to name. So I'll do this one, Bing_XT-track1-13-26, which is the date I did this shoot. That just clarifies, like I said earlier, when the shoot was, in case I go back and do the same team again later in the year, where I don't have the year to differentiate which shoot it is. And that's just something that I have learned because I've done this before, where I just named it Binghamton Kickline. I've done Binghamton Kickline twice now in the same year. And the first time I just named it Binghamton Kickline. And the second time I noticed my issue, my problem, my error, and quickly fixed that because it can become a big issue. Anyways, back to starting the catalog. You got it named, you hit create, it's going to close out of your current catalog and start up a new catalog, in which I'm going to import, and that's what I'm going to do right now. I actually may take a few minutes to look over a few photos to send over to the SID at Binghamton because he asked for the group photo that he takes with his interns and everything. I feel like when you let the photos sit, I know technology-wise that's not how it works, but I feel like if you let the photos sit, they edit better the second time. I don't know why. And also it has to do with coming back with like a fresh perspective and being able to actually see any flaws or mistakes you made in shooting it, editing it the first time or something like that. That's why I always like go in, call once, separate day, edit that day. Typically don't finish the edit that day. I come back a third day and edit it then, because I've learned with those 3 or 4, whatever it ends up being, variations of or different times coming back to edit, it gives you 3 or 4 different like perspectives on the photos versus just staring at the photos and going through them all at the same time, which occasionally I will do, especially when I'm behind, and it works sometimes, but it's just a little bit of a benefit and looks better. I just got finished recording that outro, the outro that will be following this, and I realized I have to mention something. In the video, I went very much in depth about how it was an amazing photo shoot, and I wanted to highlight a couple of the reasons why. Biggest reason, the team was prepared with props, with poses, and even if they weren't, they had a general idea of what they want, and then they were ready to go when it was their time to get their photos done. And ultimately, I mean, I don't know if you could tell from the video, but it seemed to me at least that everyone was enjoying and had a great time, and they were very passionate about getting the photos done. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really had a great time during this shoot, and it turned out being one of the better ones I did. When I sat down to start editing these photos, I have to say, they turned out a lot better than I expected. The second I applied the edit to them, I'm like, this is how they're going to be. And just like a basic rundown of what I do in editing is I just import them into Lightroom, pick my favorite of each pose, and then I simply just go into the Develop tab. I have a bunch of different presets that I'll go into in a later video on exactly what they do and how I go about formulating them. But I have a list of different presets that are very, very similar. And I just go through and pick the best one for the photo or shoot that I'm doing in this case. Fits the vibe, fits the atmosphere of the gym that I'm shooting in, all of that. And when I got into the edit, I just ended up coming up with applying the right preset, and then I completely customized it from there. Oh, actually, when I got into the edit, I completely made my own preset for this shoot. I think I might have like roughly based it off of one of my old presets, but I think I did a lot of modifications just to get the look to match like the blue vibe, and it ended up turning out really well. And in a later video, I will break down the development of my editing style, what I've learned along the way, and also how I go about making each decision when I go through the edit, because that's a big thing. It's not how you edit each photo, it's the mindset and the theories you use to edit each photo. So that will be a later video. Anyways, that's all I have for this video. See you next time. AC Media out.